Well, this is what's happening right now. This is live video from the Plaza de Colón in Madrid, the centre point for thousands of protesters who have come from nationwide to try and get the government to listen to their demands. Well, it is expected to draw huge crowds over the next coming hours. A public protest over social injustice and stubbornly high unemployment in Spain. It's taking place, as you can see. Well, RT's Polly Boyko is among the protesters there and joins us now. Polly.
Well, fed up of being the poor man of Europe. That's what a lot of the demonstrators say has brought them here to the Spanish capital to protest about. They say that they're sick and tired of the state of the Spanish economy. Just to give you an idea of how bad it is, a quarter of the population here is out of work. For young people, that figure is even higher. It's 55%, a staggering figure. Some 95 families per day last year were being evicted from their homes. A roof over one's head and being able to pay the bills is no longer a given for millions of Spaniards. 30% of the country is now living in poverty, and that's made a lot of people very angry. They've come from across the country to the capital to try and have their voices heard, and I can tell you that the demonstrators have been largely peaceful here in the square, but at the same time we've just heard sporadic fireworks going off on one side, and I can see riot police lined up and ready to go. Oh, we've just heard another firework go off behind us. They're walking, but this is a demonstration that got violent last year. There were clashes between the riot police who fired rubber bullets and tear gas into angry protesters. And we're going to be watching if the same scenario happens this year. But given the strength of feeling and the levels of anger and frustration at the prolonged economic crisis here that shows no signs of letting up, it's a bit of a ropey situation here on the ground now. We're hearing more and more of these fireworks going off.
Now there is 20% people in poorness. There are more than 1 million children that can't eat 3 times a day. You know, there's a lot of misery now in Spain.
This is important because we want dignity. That word explains everything. We're looking for dignity, job, a house, to have a normal standard of living. Some people have a good life, yet we cannot feed our children. For that reason, we have to come here, because we have dignity, and they're not going to take that away.
Well, they say that the recipe for dignity is simply food, housing and work. But unfortunately, given the economic crisis, it's affected so many people here that it's no longer a given for so many Spaniards. And that's why the crowds have gathered here. And that's why the people here are on the square trying to put a stop to the austerity measures. And they say that they want to improve their living conditions.
Polly, thank you very much for the update. Polly Boyko reporting.